Alright. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tonic Craze here, and today I've been listening to a lot of sea shanties lately, so we're going to be doing a little sea shanty tier list that I made on here. So we're going to be based on three things. One, how likely the shanty would be used by the pirates manning a ship, because the sea shanties were meant to keep all of the crewmen and shipmates and everything in a orderly fashion when they're manning the ship, because you need to do that when it's a big ship. Number two, how well it sounds to the ears. That's just a personal preference. I just like whether I like the song a lot or if I'm like kind of think it's not that great. And three, how well it's gonna harmonize. That's another thing. Is they all like just like how they have to be able to be used manning a ship. You have to be harmonized so that it actually works. Even if it has a good tempo and has a good like feel, and you would think it would if it harmonizes well. That's really how it's gonna be. So got a couple here. We got Old Billy Riley. We got, I have them right here. Where am I to go? Where am I to go? Majani's. We got, this is 15 men on Dead Man's Chest. This is the Dead Horse Shanty. And What's to Do with a Drunken Sailor. The Keelan Paley, Pele, whatever, Pirates Shanty. Randy Dandy O by the Dreadnoughts. And then another one by the Dreadnoughts, which one was this one? I can't tell. I'm gonna have to go through it again. But and then we got another one from them. Okay, so we'll just go through it and I'll explain as we go. So I'm gonna start with Old Billy Riley. I'm gonna play the little clip right here.
Oh, Billy Riley, Mr. Billy Riley. Oh, Billy Riley, oh, Billy Riley, Mr. Billy Riley. Oh, Billy Riley, oh, Billy Riley was a dancing master. Oh, Billy Riley, oh, Billy Riley was a...
All right. So right off the bat, that's just the chorus part. That's all we're really gonna do for these. Cause the verses kind of are like around the same area. So the tempo, very straightforward. When you do just like hitting your bed at like or whatever you're sitting on, hitting anything, it will end up hitting every single word that the sentence ends on and then starts on, which is what we're looking for. And now the sound of Old Billy Riley, this is one of my favorite sea shanties. So that one is already an S tier on that aspect, and it's really good. It would work really well as an actual sea shanty. I'm pretty sure that it actually was. Um, and so that already is really good, at least probably an A tier for what would be used for an actual shanty. Now, the harmonizing. We're gonna listen to it again.
Oh, Billy Riley, oh, Billy Riley.
They harmonize very well in the chorus. They harmonize quite a lot, so it will keep them on track and won't kind of take them off. So, gonna easily put that in S tier, starting off right off the bat. And then now we got old Where to Go Majani's. We're gonna start that one, and we're gonna listen to that one.
Where am I to go, me Johnnies, or where am I to go? To me way, hey, hey, I will let go. Oh, where am I to go, me Johnnies, or where am I to go? For I'm a young sailor boy, and where am I to go?
All right. So that one, the tempo wasn't quite that good. I would say probably the tempo was a B tier, if not maybe a C tier. Now, with that in mind, we go into how well it sounds. This one is not my favorite. This one is definitely on the lower end. Um, it's all right. It has a nice thing, but what I will say is it's definitely an A tier for the harmonization. So I think it's top C, low B. So we're gonna put it at high C. Now, 15 men on a dead man's chest. I don't know. So I'm gonna do it. It's gonna start here in a second.
More rum, more rum for the pirates. More rum, more rum, more rum for the pirates. More rum, hey, more rum, hey, more rum for the pirates. Hey, more rum, hey, more rum, hey, more rum for the pirates. Hey, more rum, hey, more rum, hey, more rum for the pirates. Hey, more rum, hey, more rum,
All right. Think about this one. It kind of fails at the rule number one. This one, I don't think will be being used during the actual sailing process. My personal idea of what would happen. It kind of sounds more like when they're all down in the bunk, like the sleep area, that they would be singing this kind of just to pass the time. In that case, though, it sounds very good, and personally, I think it sounds better than Billy Riley, and the harmonization is great in this one. So I think it falls at an A tier because it's better than old Billy Riley when it comes to the other two, but number one really lacks. But I think the other two definitely keep up for that. So I think that one's gonna go right there. Now we have a dead man's horse or old dead horse, which I have to grab the actual thing of the dead horse. All right, so that one's right here.
Poor old man came riding by, and we say so, and we know so. Oh, a poor old man came riding by, oh, poor old man. Says I, old man, your horse will die, and we say so, and we know so. And if he dies, we'll tan his hide, oh, poor old man. And if he don't, I'll ride him again.
All right. This one definitely beats out 15 men on a dead man's chest for the probability of it being used as an actual sea shanty. Now, doesn't sound amazing. It's not nearly as bad as Where Would I Go, My Johnny's. Um, and the harmonization, it happens quite a lot, but I feel like it lacks a little bit. I think this one is a high B tier. I like it a lot. Don't get me wrong, I do. But it would not be my go-to to listen to, and also the story is a little bit interesting. But anyway, moving on from that, we got to do what would you do with a drunken sailor, which I have to find that one. It's right here. Okay.
Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, early in the morning. What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Way hey.
This one, you guys might probably if you've ever played Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, which is a couple of them in here. Um, you probably know this. I think Old Billy Riley was also from that. This one is very good. It sounds very good, and I definitely could see this one being used as a sea shanty to keep everybody on tempo. And then the harmonization is really good too. What would you do with a drunken sailor? I think beats out. So I'm going to move that guy right there. Beats out Old Billy Riley. So he's currently a number one on the S tier. Now we got Key and Peele's Pirate Shanty. Okay, this is this one.
Once met a lass so fine, she was found on barley wine. I'd been to sea for months or three, I knew I could make her mine. And the lass was past consent, so it was off with her we went. And we threw her in bed and rested her head and left, 'cause that's what gentlemen do. Always has a right to a drink or two, without worrying about
Okay, this one very interesting. This one is created by Key and Peele. You guys might know them. They're pretty famous. They're in a lot of movies. They also have a YouTube channel. Obviously, this one was created by them. It was not a sea shanty. Amazing, whatever. Tempo very off. Very off. Um, it's very hard to find a tempo for it. Speeds up at that little bit in the song. Overall, it would not be good to actually do a sea shanty with. So that's already way worse than even where would I go? Where to go? Johnny's, and then going from there, it kind of doesn't sound like there's much harmonization in it either. Um, doesn't sound very harmonized. Doesn't seem very engaging personally. Um, Picks up to about a B on how it sounds. It's all right. I think this is a solid D, and it's not bad. D is not bad. It's just I would not personally go out of my way to listen to this as a sea shanty and what I was looking for. Now we got Randy Dandy O. So it's right here.
Now you're ready to sail for the horn. Hey, roll and go. Our boots and our clothes, boys, are all in the horn. Be rollicking, randy, dandy, oh. Heave up, or heave away. Hey, roll and go. The anchor's on board and the cable's all stored. Be rollicking, randy, dandy, oh.
All right, Randy Dandy O sounds very good. It's also from Black Flag as well. Um, and I think it was just in general it was created before Black Flag. It was probably also a sea shanty at one point, an actual one. So, and I don't know any of the story behind that, so don't take any of that as a real thing. So overall, it sounds really good. I like I like the chorus part. It seems very engaging. The harmonization is really good. Um, Tempo is great, but I'm going to have to say it's probably an A tier. Not quite up to Billy Riley and What Do You Do with a Drunken Sailor. That's just my opinion. If you guys don't like it, you guys can always go and do this whole chart by for you guys yourselves. Now this time we have Fish in the Sea, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Okay.
Come all you young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she go. Up jumps the eel with a slippery tail, climbs up aloft and reefs the topsail. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds
All
west.
right. All right. So that one doesn't. I don't think it sounds as good as like What Would You Do with a Drunken Sailor, Billy Riley, even 15 Men on a Dead Man's Chest. Um, Harmonization is great, and the probability that it would be used as an actual shanty is really good. Well, the tempo is really great. It's really engaging. Would definitely keep people on track. Definitely think it's gonna go right there. Not quite one of the other ones, but definitely very good. Okay. All right. So this next one is called. Hold on, let me pull it up again. This next one is called "Roll the Old Chariot" by the Dreadnoughts. Oh no, it's by David Coffin. Sorry, not the Dreadnoughts. "Roll the Old Chariot." So we're gonna listen to this one now.
Oh, we'd be alright if the wind was in our sails. We'd be alright if the wind was in our sails. We'd be alright if the wind was in our sails. And we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind. Oh, we'd be
All right. So that's "Roll the Old Chariot." Sounds great. It's not quite "What Do You Do with a Drunken Sailor." That's probably by far my favorite sea shanty, but definitely sounds better than Old Billy Riley, which is still again one of my favorites. Um, Roll the Old Chariot. Very good for that. Very good tempo. And the harmonization, I think, lacks a little bit. So that's the only reason why I'm gonna put it behind Old Billy Riley, but it still has really good harmonization, personally, I feel. And the next one is gonna be Leave Her Johnny by Johnny Collins. A lot of there's actually a lot of good ones by Johnny Collins. God, cannot say his name.
Oh, the work was hard and the wages low. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. I guess it's time for us to go, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
All right, guys. That was Leave Her Johnny, Leave Her. Now, that one sounds very good. I like it a lot. Um, the tempo is a little slower than I would imagine. It's definitely while you're kind of just going on nice, like normal, you're just like kind of relaxing. I think it's less of an actual sea shanty. It's not as fast. It's not too you don't want it too fast, but you don't want it too slow. And I think it's a little on the slower end. Um, so that definitely hurts it. But it sounds great and the harmonization is amazing. I think personally that's gonna go right there. We're actually gonna move Fish on the Sea down to a B tier, I think. Cause I'm kind of seeing where the A tier is kind of leading. So, alright, so the next one is going to be from Jerry Bryant and Starboard Mess. Don't forget your old shipmate. Now let's listen to it.
Safe and sound at home again. Let the waters roar, Jack. Safe and sound at home again. Let the waters roar, Jack. Long we've tossed on the rolling main. Now we're safe ashore, Jack. Don't forget your old shipmate. Rolly, 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 right oh. Since we sailed from Plymouth Sound before.
Alright, don't forget your old shipmate. I think this song, this sea shanty, is amazing. It's a great tempo. Can even have two different tempos if you want to go faster or a little bit slower, depending on the type of stuff. But it's not like too fast, too slow. It's not like contradicting what it had with "Leave Her, Johnny, Leave Her." Um, sounds great. Again, personal thing, sounds great. And then the harmonization is amazing. So I think personally it's gonna go in between Billy Riley and Roll the Old Chariot. Now we have. Okay. Alright, so the next one we have is Rolling Down to Old Maui. This one is another would go in that I enjoy. But I don't know if it's gonna be B, A, or S, or it could be even lower. I don't know.
It's the damn tough life, full of toil and strife, we whalermen undergo. And we don't give a damn when the gale is done, how hard the winds do blow. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, with a good ship caught and free. And we don't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, we was rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic round, rolling down to old Maui. Once more we sail with the northerly gale.
Alright, so about this one. Sounds great. It's a little slower on the tempo. It's kind of where a Leave Her Johnny is at on the tempo side. Um, but then the harmonizing, I think, is probably the hardest thing that hits this one. I think it has good harmonizing on the actual like chorus part, I would say. But then it has like the verse so long of just one person. Like even though it has good tempo, a lot of shipmates I think would lose like the rhythm with it because they're not harmonizing with it. And so I think this one gets hurt real bad. I think it's actually going to be below. I'm going to put it at a C tier, I think. It sounds great, but the other two are really lacking. Now we have it is called On the Sea of Thieves. That is what it is called. And so we're going to listen to it.
Bring a tankard filled with grog and join our merry mob. We're stumbling through the docks and we're leaving that behind. We're on ship with sails, we'll ride upon the sea. We're counting you and me now, 1, 2, 3. For all the sea of thieves, we sail as we please. Until the treasure again. For on the sea of thieves, we are all free. We're what you ought to be.
This was an incredibly fast. I don't think we've had one this fast at all on this list. Most of the time they're slow or been kind of really perfect or have almost no rhythm to it. This one is incredibly fast. Um, so it wouldn't be very uh plausible to be an actual she shanty. And so we're going to try and look at the other two now, which is how well it sounds. It sounds very good. Um, but on the other hand, it has great harmonizing, but I feel like the sound, like it doesn't like okay, it sounds good, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. It's all right, I would say. I think definitely it's worse. I think overall the fact that it would be I'm gonna put it at D tier. Um, just because the tempo is so incredibly fast. It sounds good, but doesn't sound like a sea shanty, I would say, I guess is the best way to explain it. But the harmonization is really good. But I think it's definitely a D tier. Now we have our last one on the list, and it's gonna be Sally Brown. And that is also by the Dreadnoughts, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so we're gonna listen to it now.
Be alright if the wind was in our
Nope,
sails, then
nope,
we'd
that's
be
not the right one.
all.
Alright, now we're gonna listen to Sally Brown by the Dreadnoughts.
Ah, Sally Brown, she's a nice young lady. Way, hey, we roll and go, and we roll all night, and we roll all day. Spend our money on Sally Brown. Ah, Sally Brown, she's a bright mulatto. Way, hey, we roll and go. Well, she drinks dog rum and she chews tobacco. Way, hey, we roll and go, and we roll all night, and we roll all day. Spend our money on Sally Brown. Well, her father likes a tarry sailor. Way, hey, we roll and go, and we roll all night, and we roll all day. Spend our money on Sally Brown.
Alright, Sally Brown by the Dreadnoughts. This one is probably one of the better ones. It has a very good tempo, just like a lot of the higher ups. And then it sounds really good. And the harmonization is definitely the highest part about Sally Brown. I definitely think it's going to be an S tier. Not quite on my standard for the highest of S tiers, but that is definitely there. And that's what I'm gonna have to say about it. Really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. It got quite a few S tiers. I really like sea shanties. Cut a couple down here. We didn't have any Fs. If you guys do want to see a episode 2 where we do different sea shanties, I have plenty of sea shanties to go through. There's probably be a wider variety. But yeah, if you guys do want to see that, definitely hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Also, if you want to see that, if you want to do this yourself, the link will be in the description. Bye.